When considering how a building can blur boundaries, it can be useful to first ask ourselves, what is the most extreme way this can be addressed? In other words, what concept represents a state of maximal blurring? We believe this term is unity.
In the context of a vast city such as Manhattan, embracing this theme could have revolutionary implications. A community that's achieved complete unity would no longer be divided by geography, race, or social class, though it's worth mentioning that there seems to be various different definitions for unity.
One kind of unity blurs boundaries by pushing for homogenization. This definition of the term treats variety as a problem to be solved. This is not the kind of unity Manhattan could ever achieve or arguably even benefit from.
The other kind of unity is considerably different. It's a tolerant kind of unity that openly embraces the innate plurality of life. This is an approach incredibly compatible with philosophies from the postmodern movement. Robert Venturi, an architect of this era, has a quote that closely relates to this topic.
In 1966, he said, "I'm for richness of meaning rather than clarity of meaning, for the implicit function as well as the explicit function." In saying this, Venturi recognized that people, as well as architecture, will naturally not exist in a state of clarity. There will always be an aspect of contradiction in life, and when this can be intentionally celebrated, we can finally experience this aforementioned unique kind of unity.
In order to push for this ideal in every aspect of our architectural proposal, we've chosen to explore how unity can be expressed on three fundamental levels: the neighborhood, the city block, and the interior layout.
Since we do not have the ability to entirely redesign the surrounding neighborhoods, unity on this level has to be addressed in a much more subtle way, by bringing people together through the pursuit of common goals. The better an architectural proposal can achieve this, the more likely its occupants will be to develop a sense of mutual understanding.
This addresses a major problem existing even outside of Manhattan. In an article released by the New York Post, a troubling statistic was revealed that 25% of millennials claim to have no close friends or even acquaintances. How can a neighborhood encourage unity if we don't even interact with each other?
This is what an architectural proposal can begin to address. Our design aims to provide a place for living combined with a place for work. Through this increased level of contact, members will develop a stronger appreciation for community. By providing substantial means for interaction outside work, people living within this building will develop stronger connections with their peers and increased pro-social values. Zooming into the next fundamental level, we wanted to create massings in a facade which could express unity while also drawing inspiration from postmodern architects. As a precedent for this, we turn to Venturi's famous design for the Sainsbury wing of the National Gallery in London. Simultaneously expressing themes of unification and differentiation, this design playfully breaks the rules of the building it's connected to. Instead of merging with its context or ignoring it completely, it serves as a thoughtful and contemporary reaction to its surroundings. This is the approach we wanted to model our facade off of.
This was the first sketch that began to lay out our plan for our means of visual expression. Like the Sainsbury wing, this drawing aimed to borrow small elements from neighboring blocks with the goal of creating a more extreme final expression. To symbolize the old uniting with the new, a rigid masonry base fades into a contemporary upper portion containing occupant living quarters.
As this plan was refined and reiterated, at last a final form was revealed. Through its monochromatic facade, it suggests a singular materiality, but upon closer inspection, a celebration of incongruency is revealed. With the opportunity to redesign its adjacent park space, its work-oriented program is revealed. This building functions as an urban farm.
By including gardens on both the inside and outside of the building, as well as a variety of other programs engaging the broader community, the public has the opportunity to interact with the smaller community within the building.
Upon approaching our proposal, one discovers various large circulation paths through the building. By encouraging random passers-by to walk through these pathways in an effort to travel more efficiently, they are unwittingly exposed to a variety of curiosity-inducing aspects.
To either side of them are walls made entirely of glass. Within these walls, they discover large indoor trees growing up through 3-story atriums. Further down the pathway, they look down into a market space that sells produce grown on site. Before exiting, they walk past a restaurant that also uses this produce.
Without entering any of the internal spaces, someone who circulates through these open-air pathways has the opportunity to see a wide variety of vibrant public programs they can visit. In addition to the market included in the lowest level of the building, the basement also includes a vast quantity of vertical gardens to supply the market and restaurant. All these spaces are where residents of the building have the opportunity to work and interact.
Upon entering the residential lobby and traveling to an upper floor, one enters one of the most important spaces of the building. It's what we would like to call an intermediate space. This was inspired by what we believe is a huge problem throughout Manhattan. People either have to spend their time in the tight confinement of their apartment, or they have to venture out into the chaos of the city. Most people lack an intermediate space between these two areas where they can casually interact with the members of their community. By including a shared multi-purpose space right outside of everyone's apartment, suddenly the building's occupants have a space that functions as a front yard where they can spend their time with their peers.
The bright and airy feel of this space is accounted for by the unique form of the upper floors. Inspired by the high surface area massings of Art Deco skyscrapers, this building features a wide variety of cut-ins to give apartments more exterior walls while simultaneously allowing more light to enter the central intermediate spaces. In order to simultaneously provide a sleeker, more contemporary sensibility, this has all been wrapped in a metal and glass double facade, which has a variety of unique advantages, one of which is the thermal barrier it creates during the winter. During hotter months, louvers at the top and bottom of this assembly open and allow cool air to circulate through.
All of these ideas culminate into a building that embraces themes of variety, discovery, community interaction, and intermediacy, all of which work together to strengthen the way our building approaches our unique definition of unity.
Reflecting on the work we've done this semester, we've been reminded time and time again of the value of plurality in design. By remaining open to the vast quantity of architectural possibilities available to us, we create an environment that in turn is more defined by unity and respect.
It's this kind of unity that deserves to show up in architecture more often. It's a quality that refuses to create boundaries and, as Venturi said, aims for richness of meaning rather than clarity of meaning. Although a proposal like ours doesn't provide a universal solution to the many conflicts experienced within Manhattan, we believe it reflects the richness of its context in a way that mediates a world full of division.